Hi there, welcome along. I hope you enjoy this chess session I have for you today. And I bring you the Lichess puzzle first, and then I bring you my game. So my game is a big surprise, so I hope you like it. It's a 5-minute game, it's what I play best. So without further ado, let's look at this chess puzzle for today. Here White has just played King F2 to King G1. Obviously it was check with the Queen here, so the King's just moved to F2 to G1. So now is your opportunity to find Black's best continuation. There's a little bit happening in this position, so what do you think Black should do next? Okay, so what do you think? So let's have a look at this. First of all, we have some moves here for Black. So I'll go over those moves. They are what we call candidate moves. Now firstly, if we go Queen D4 check, we cannot actually capture this bishop because it's attacked by, it's defended by the Queen on H5. But we could go Queen D4 check and then hope for something else after that, but I'm not sure. I think it's going to repeat. If we take this knight with the Queen, then we're going to probably in most cases meet Queen E5 check. So, but this bishop here, the clue is this bishop here is defended by the Queen, and we've got a check for Black. So here comes the correct answer for continuation from this position here on. Okay, so we first place HG6 attacking the Queen, as that was attacking the Queen, and the Rook was defended by the Queen on F6. So now upon this move, Queen E2, which is a bit sad really for White, is we have Queen D4 check, and then Queen takes E4, and that is the end of that little wee puzzle. Okay, so here we have today's game for you, and like I said, it's a wee bit of a surprise, but it is 5-minute, and it was played half an hour ago, or thereabouts. So I hope you're enjoying this session so far. Thank you very much for watching, and I think you might like this game. It's a little bit different from the hand of David Wegener. So here on move 1 is E4, so I'll play E6 of course. So as per usual, E5. What? You can't play E5? And I end up with 2.2 seconds left comparative to my opponent with 1.13, no berserk mode for either player in this 5-minute game. So first of all, I have been watching Chessmast from Russia. He's about 2,500 on Lichess, and he's a very good channel to watch for chess players. I only watch so much of it. I don't watch the whole thing, of course, and he brings out some ideas for me. So here we go. Knight F6 is firstly obviously attacking E4, so White now plays D3. It's possibly a wee bit passive, and it will invite something for me in a couple of moves time after my next move. Bishop E7, Bishop E2, castles and castles. So here is the sort of move that I would see the likes of Chessmaster from Russia play here, which is, of course, d5. Now, we have e5, knight d5, b3. So, white has played castling and bishop and knight out and a few pawns, whereas I have made 3 pieces movement, and one has moved twice, the knight f6 to d5 and castled. So I'm a little bit ahead in development, but not in pawn moves like per usual. And guess what? I've got more surprises, because this isn't actually a game that I played the move f5 in. Maybe not. Bishop e6. And here comes f5. But of course I have to play f5. Oh no, that's f6. What? Did I drop the mouse on the f6 square? Or do I want to create a mock kind of a Maroczy bind position against the Maroczy bind? And notice when the bishop goes here, I've said this a few times now, but it's very, very helpful in your game of chess. When your opponent moves the bishop, or fianchettos it, as I've been taught to say it, but they go fianchetto or something like that, but I go fianchetto. When your opponent moves their bishops, not your bishop, their bishop to, and it's also important to know this for when you do fianchetto your bishops, that if you fianchetto your bishop on here as white, then this square for black is a good square to maybe occupy at most times, other than being biffed away by a g3 pawn, which the only thing that can biff the knight away, other than a bishop retracting back to c1 and taking it, is g3, and that would create a number of weaknesses around white's camp. But we do have the bishop here, but this sort of thing is an issue with when we fianchetto that square, and if the bishop is fianchettoed here on g2, then this square becomes weak, although there's a couple of pawns looking at it in this actual position. But I hope you get the idea, because I don't want to talk about that any longer, because then this video will be too long. So here's knight bd2. Good, well done. And knight f4. So I've moved this knight 3 times now, and 3 times only, maybe. Knight f4. So here I'm just pinging white's d3 pawn, and I could of course take this bishop on e2, and some people would, but the situation is with this knight on e1, it's now going backwards, of course, so it's not exactly what white wants to do. Here I played one of my favorite moves in chess. Can you guess it? Can you guess one of my favorite moves? There is another favorite move I like. It's similar to this one. It's queen e8. I do actually like queen c8 as well as a move in the opening, because we're still in the opening, and I'm just wanting to rally my my queen to the king's side, not to there, because obviously queen takes h5 is going to happen for white. White's going to win my queen. d4. So this is a move again played where it's played d3 and d4. So this is 2 moves for this pawn. Rook d8. There's no capture on e5 because of rook d1. So knight e3, fair enough. Bishop c8. There was a wee bit of a tangle with this situation for white, for black. I don't want to say it, do I? And d5 happens. Okay, where do you want to move your knight? Do you want to move it to a5 or b8? and it went to b8. So that's where it went. Obviously, the moves I play aren't necessarily great ones or the best or something, but they're the moves that I played here. Queen c2 and knight d7, now developing the knight, and now it looks like if anyone would come along, let's say, anyone that's a person who does puzzles would work out that blacks already moved their rook to d8 somehow, and but this knight's just come from b8 and the bishop's on c8, so it looks a little bit like black's been undeveloped or going backwards in development, if you can understand what I'm saying, because I don't. g3, and I could play knight h3 check, king g2, and then we have knight b6, which actually incidentally threatens maybe capturing the bishop on c4, and then all these white squares are a little bit weaker because I've still got my white squared bishop, sort of thing. So white doesn't have a bar of that, and now I can just capture something, can't I? Just capture the pawn on d5, so I do. Bishop c4. Okay, so the cost for that was I have to move my rook now, so tempi for black to meet from white's hand. I keep getting it muddled up. And knight f3, so we have normality, don't we? We have normality. So maybe I should start looking at playing f5 finally, because I'm obviously not doing very well without it. But then maybe king takes knight on h3. So queen h5, knight h4. We still have normality. Maybe I should play f5 now. I really want to play f5. I think f5 is really, really good. So what I do is knight f4 check instead. King h1, and here we have b5, a very odd looking move, and it's completely speculative. And bishop b7 check, of course, f3. So now all of a sudden this is attacked twice and defended twice. So if I work that out, I can possibly do so. Also, watch this wee swing here. There is possibility for me to look at that, but I'm not sure if I did. So g5 now. Now this truly, seriously threatens the knight on h4, but white could capture my knight on f4, but it's a bit dodgy, the whole thing. Queen f5 on the best square on the planet. And here I could actually just win a piece. How can I do that? I've just noticed. It's a bit slow of me. Not very good. All I have to do here is win a piece with gh4. Yes, I miss lots of things. gh4, and then the queen is attacked. Okay, and the knight defends the queen once the capture of the white queen, if that happens. So it's a free piece, and I missed it. Rook d2. I played probably not so good a move, or better. I could play g4 even. Bishop a3. A bit sad, really. I just took that. Rook a d1, and here we got rook d1. See, and it's starting to thin out now. Now there'll be checkmates everywhere, but I couldn't see them, so I played this, and I have to watch out for queen takes h7 checkmate. Now I'll just show you the rest of the moves for like they do in tournaments, or in they do in sort of when they're annotated, and they just do the last moves quickly. So I ended up with 2.2 seconds, and I was Doing a lot of pre-moves here. Okay, that's it. All the best with your chess, no matter where it's at, and I hope you really, really enjoyed that. I thought you might like this, so I hope you did. And stay tuned. There's always more where this came from, and I hope you do enjoy this. So there you go. What do you reckon? What do you think about that?